This is a tutorial on how to use the Cricut paper cutter. This is the open button. Go ahead and press that. The Cricut will slowly open. Underneath this sheet of paper is the mat. The reason why I have this sheet of paper here is to make sure this mat stays perfectly clean. It's important for this mat to stay clean for two reasons. The first reason is we don't want any dirt to get onto this blade, which will dull the blade. The second reason is there's a protective covering. This mat is sticky, so if this gets dusty, it'll no longer stick. So take the protective covering off, and to make sure this doesn't get dusty, I'm going to actually store this underneath right there. That way, if there's any dust flying out around in the room, it won't get covered. Power button's over there. Cricut machine will turn on. Again, this mat is a little bit sticky so that the paper will stick on there when the cutter is cutting it. I'm going to line my paper up on the grid, like that. I'll slide this underneath each of these and push. And while I'm pushing on this, I'm going to click this button right here, which will pull the mat underneath. Now my Cricut is ready to go. The last thing I need to do is turn this dial to indicate how thick the paper is. So if I'm using really thick paper, I turn it all the way to poster board. If I'm just using regular paper, I turn it all the way back. I use regular paper. So on this dial are different indicators of what kind of paper I'm going to use. I'm using a construction paper which is similar to cardstock, so I'll leave it right over there. Last thing I need to do is go over to my computer and hit the go button. And let me just do that real quick so you can see the Cricut actually working. I'll click go. Give me a second while it gets set up. And once I've done all that, this button over here will be blinking, and I'll press the button, and now it'll cut my design. To remove your project, just press this button, and it'll send out the mat. Bend the mat slightly, peel off your paper, and carefully peel off your project. And as you can see, there's a little cleanup you have to do. I'm going to take some scissors and cut out the rest of this carefully. And that's about it. The last thing you have to remember to do is to make sure you clean off this mat really, really well. You don't want any of these pieces on here. Okay, mat's cleaned off. Again, here's the most important part. Take this part, this plastic piece that's been covering the mat previously. Make sure you cover it completely, and then go ahead and slide it back underneath here. Set this up, turn it off. That's it.